Israeli lawmakers have recently passed a bill creating the first black-letter law distinction between Christian Arabs and Muslim Arabs. The bill itself pertains to the makeup of Public Advisory Council under Israel's 1988 Equal Employment Opportunities Law. The bill was introduced to the Knesset, Israel's legislative body, by Labour, Welfare and Health Committee Chair Haim Katz. His goal is to increase representation for minority workers, including women, Christians, Muslims and fundamentalist Orthodox Jews. The new law, which passed in the Knesset by a vote of 31-6, was sponsored by MK Yaron Levin, a member of the Right Centre Likud party. Despite the wide margin, the bill was hotly debated for several weeks by the Labour Committee. Opponents claimed that it forced needless distinctions on people and accused Levin of attempting to employ a divide-and-conquer approach to Israel's Arab population. Mr. Levin himself seemed to agree with the assessment of his motives, telling the Israeli newspaper Maariv that Christians and Jews were natural allies. Throughout his interview with the paper, Levin refused to refer to Christian Arabs as Arabs and called them Christians instead. He also praised Christian business acumen and said Arab Christians deserve to be recognised as distinct from the Arab Muslim population. He added that Israeli Muslims invite their own marginalisations. He is also quoted as saying that they want to destroy the country from within. Some members of parliament also said that offering specific civil protections to Christians in Israel will prevent the kind of sectarian violence Christians in nearby countries like Syria and Egypt have experienced in recent years. Fortify Rights, an independent human rights group based in Southeast Asia, has obtained leaked documents from the Myanmar government, formerly known as Burma. They detail a systematic campaign of state-sanctioned ethnic persecution against that country's Muslim minority population. Based on this latest information, Fortify Rights produced a report entitled Policies of Persecution, where the authors claim the government's policies have been specifically designed to make life so intolerable for the Rohingya Muslim population that it will eventually be driven out of the country. The Myanmar government has legislated restrictions specifically for Muslims regarding marriage, childbearing, relocation and even whether they can construct new buildings, including places of worship. Security forces have been told to enforce the new regulations. Matthew Smith, Executive Director of Fortify Rights, calls the state policies and practices against Muslims plainly abusive. In an interview with Associated Press, he claimed that the amount of planning and knowledge that the authorities in Myanmar put into creating these laws specifically targeting the Rohingya constitutes crimes against humanity. Meanwhile, the Myanmar Times quoted a spokesman for the president of Myanmar, Ye Tut, as having no comment other than to refer to the Fortify Rights allegations as baseless accusations. The leaked documents underpinning the report are dated from the early 90s through to the late 2000s, and all the policies mentioned are still in place and being enforced, including orders for security forces to spot-check Rohingya homes for the purpose of obtaining family lists. Fortify Rights' full report on Myanmar is available on its website, fortifyrights.org. When people think of Santeria, they commonly associate the religion with the island nations of the southwest Atlantic. West Africans brought to the New World as slaves during the sugar trade melded their traditional beliefs with the Christianity of the Western world, creating in the process several different mystical traditions like voodoo in Haiti and Santeria, which evolved mainly in Cuba. As to what a follower of Santeria is called, there is no official word. The terms Santero and Santera, or priest and priestess, only apply to the clergy. The priesthood is ceremonially conferred onto qualified candidates by other priests, and a Santero provides services regardless of the asker's faith. One of the least understood aspects of Santeria is the adherents use the ritual animal sacrifice. Because of this, Santeros can get quite a reputation, even in places where one would least expect. In Houston, Texas, for example, you can find Santera Phaser Perry, who recalled for the Houston Chronicle a time when she was approached at a Houston gas station with a demand for magical protection after some men recognised her as a Santera. Perry insists, however, that she and the members of her temple are just average people and their activities, including blood sacrifice, are not devotional, not magical. She adds that it simply doesn't go like that. Divination and spirit guidance are vital to the Santeria religion, and the sacrifice is considered a sharing between Orisha, an intercessory deity who takes the animal's blood, and the faithful seeking favour who ends up cooking and eating the meat. Survey estimates are likely out of date, but suggest that there are more than 20,000 Santeria practitioners in the United States.